Welcome to the Crowded Table. This week we check in on Dennis to see if he's masturbated yet. We find out which bodily fluid a local man put inside his vape, and we will tell you why you should never mess with Texas.
You ain't much to look at, and you can lose a few. You got saggy titties, but tonight it'll do. 'Cause we learned a lesson a long time ago. Beggars can't be choosing when the bar starts to close. Sit on my face 'cause I ain't too picky and ride my mouth till your pussy gets sticky and all.
This is the Crowded Table. That's a great song.
Wonderful song.
For those that don't know, I was going to say our boy. He's not really our boy, but that's Wheeler Walker Jr.
Who is?
Ben Hoffman, who is the guy, the official original mayor of Titty City.
That's right.
So he now has an alter ego that is Wheeler Walker Jr., and he's released this full-blown country album, which is pretty damn funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. The album's called Redneck Shit.
Yeah. So thank you for him for his support. We're still trying to get him on the show. We'll see if that ever happens.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So I didn't tell you guys this yet, but
hey man, you didn't introduce us yet.
Well, let me tell you this, and then we'll introduce you. We are. This house is rat infested.
That's disgusting.
Oh, God.
With me here, as always,
The rats.
Dennis,
Yo,
Jake,
Hey.
and I am John Senning. Yeah, dude. So we're having a rat crisis in this house right now.
is it like the one down the street where they had to put the tent?
Oh, I forgot that
circus-
thing was like
circus
the
tent.
Breaking Bad thing where they had to where they fumigate the whole house.
Why do they do it like a circus tent? Why don't they do it like just a solid color or
Yeah,
something? Is
they
it just
do-
to make it more fun? Like,
They do make it look very fun. Like it looks like a big bounce house.
Well, I wouldn't even say that, but they make it so obvious that you're getting like your house is fucked.
yeah,
They're
that's
like,
true. What if they did like a camouflage version?
well, what if it just they didn't like put something all over the house? Like
what if it just looked like a house on the outside?
Yeah, that'd be smart. Like you put a car cover.
Oh,
over
that's
it.
really good. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So we came back from Texas and last week or whatever, and we noticed what appeared to be like rat shit in the garage.
Well, you did leave hunks of cheddar cheese all around the house, which I thought was weird.
No, but so I'm like, what the fuck, So I called Truly Nolan, who they're like a sponsor of the radio station. So I was hoping I was going to get a deal, which hasn't been determined yet. But he came out, and the guy, and I don't know if he's full of shit or not, but he says that we've got a 9 out of 10 situation.
Really?
Which they're not in the house. They're not in the house. They're in the garage and they're in the attic. But I mean, he crawled up that the crawl space up there and was like, go up there and flash a light. And you go up there and flash a light, and yeah, there's rat shit everywhere.
Just eyeballs glaring
Yeah,
at you.
and he doesn't listen to this show, obviously. But dude, my landlord is like the worst fucking human being ever, dude. Like I can just not get a hold of him. This is a major issue. I would go as far as to say, and not to mention that these rats are ruining his house. And it's been 4 days now since the initial problem, and I sent him the paperwork from Truly Nolan. Have not fucking heard from the guy yet.
That's wild. I'm having issues at my apartment too. I just moved in last week. They still have not given us our garbage can they promised us.
Oh,
That's like a 9 out of 10.
so you just piling stuff up in a corner?
The struggle is real. That's like your inside garbage can, or that's the garbage can that sits outside?
Well, no, you can use it it's basically just a regular garbage can. When you fill it up, you can set it outside, and they every night they
That's
have
classic.
people come up and pick it up.
Yeah,
Well,
garbage
also
valet.
what you can do is since we don't have one, we just put it in bags and we set the bags outside, and they still pick it up. So
Nice, good story. Now I know that is a real struggle, but I wanted to just get right into some of the other issues that you are having more importantly in your life that you told me right before we went on about your asshole. There seems to be some health issues going on, like you said, like you've got cysts or bumps or lumps or something.
Whoa, that's not what I said at all.
I thought he said something about a dripping pus, kind of a pustule.
Oh, dude, no, that's not what he said. But you did say you had an open wound that you needed to put Neosporin on.
I didn't say open wound. I don't know what it is. I mean,
do you want to tell us about what it's like? Is it like one solid lump? This could be serious.
I have not looked at my own asshole, first of all, but
Pull it out.
my butthole.
Yeah.
No, I noticed that sometimes when if I'm having a long day, towards the end of the day, if I've maybe been a little sweaty, I get a lot of itching down around my butt, but like in the gooch area.
Like, but you were talking about putting Neosporin on it, so that leads me to believe there's some sort of open wound.
Well, I thought Neosporin just helped to get rid of stuff.
You're a pharmacist.
Yeah.
No, I'm a pharmacy technician. I don't know anything.
You're a drug dealer. You should know these things.
You would think what is best for an open wound on your
Is
taint.
Neosporin for open wounds?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's to help the healing process. It's like an antiseptic.
Yeah, well, I thought certainly there's probably something going on because it's a little itchy. So I thought, whatever.
Let me take a
Are
look
you
at
like
it.
scratching your asshole apart? Is that what's happening? Is that what the
No.
Neosporin's for?
No, I don't know. Well, I mean, you said you were having an itchy butt too.
It's not me. Is not. It's not
No,
that
you
at
said
all.
you.
Well, what it is if you like you said, if you are having a long day, like a chafing situation.
Maybe that's
I don't
what
know
it
if
is.
that's what you're experiencing.
Well,
but
and
you're
I-
skinny. You're a little guy. I
Well,
don't know if that happens.
Well,
to
I
you.
thought to myself, the first thing I thought was the Neosporin, but I really thought, what I probably really need to do is shave all the hair out of my butt crack. I feel like the hair is causing this.
that could be it. Yeah.
But then you're gonna run into the problem where you start growing back that stubble, and then you get that sandpaper issue going on.
It's gonna be even worse.
But it is kind of crazy, and this is, I apologize for those listening. This is disgusting, but like when you have a super hairy ass and you walk, those hairs from one butt cheek to the next,
They're rubbing.
Well, not only do they rub, but then they get intertwined together,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
get that tangle effect.
Yeah, and that could be painful.
I'll tell you what, one of the most like satisfying things that I do throughout my day is like if I
Untangle your butt whole hair at the end of the day.
well, a little bit of that, but my wife has like super long hair, and so sometimes like when I'm getting undressed and I, just reaching back there, itching things out, and then I just get a hold of a little hair and I start pulling it out of my ass
and it's
crack.
like, yeah.
It's like a 4 foot long hair coming out of my ass, and it's really satisfying.
How is your wife's hair getting so deeply embedded in your asshole?
It gets everywhere.
is it the reverse 69 you're telling us about? Where she puts her butt in your...
Check the table scraps for the details on that. We wanted to give a shout out this week, like we always do. Megan Delia, is that how we're going to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from our SoundCloud. She was our biggest listener, or our most frequent listener of the week this week. So we wanted to make sure that we said hi to Megan, which in turn I found out that Dennis might be suffering from some issues. Like, you have legitimately stalked this woman, like to a fault.
No, okay. I like to know who our people are, where they're coming from.
Where they live.
No, not where they live.
their schedules, their
I just thought, maybe I could try and figure out who this person is, if it's, if she's hot. And so I type in the name, the Megan Delia into Facebook, doesn't pull anything up. I type it into Twitter, doesn't pull anything up. Type it into Instagram, doesn't pull anything up. So I Google it. I just Google the name, and it pulls up this like website, which is like a... I don't know, like
Ancestry.com.
I don't know if it was something like that. So it tells you it's like this person might be related to these 4 other people. So I look up someone who might be their mom or
Dude, like, so when you hear this now out loud as you say it, do you realize this is a concern?
is it? I just thought it was. Oh, it might be a little much, but it's just one Google search led me to some other name. So I thought.
So how often do you go through SoundCloud to the people that are listening here to hunt them down and find out about their life?
do we even want to get into this? I don't know if we want to scare off our listeners.
yeah.
Oh, I can find them all.
Yeah. So I mean, is that
Except
something?
for Megan.
Yeah. Well, we also wanted to do a bit of a reverse shout out in a way to J Balls, who. He's walking a very thin line because I know I'm pretty sure.
What are you gonna do? Beat him up?
No, I didn't mean it like that. That's not that's
You're
not
pushing your luck, buddy.
That's not the way that I meant it at all, dude. I meant he's walking a thin line between being really funny and being a dick. That's what I was insinuating. I was like,
I was walking a thin line between life and death.
no, but I will say I have realized in the past I don't know where he stands with Drew and some of the guys at the Bone nowadays, but I do know he's had issues at times with them for maybe being a little bit pushy, and he's called and left us a couple messages on the dong line.
They're usually pretty funny.
And he's a funny guy, like the Mayor of Titty City stuff and the Undertaker message that he left us. He's funny. But I think he just pushes it sometimes. He blatantly came out and said that last week's show was not up to par, and we should step it up this week.
Yeah, but that's okay. We haven't heard a single bit of criticism.
Like I said, when I said he's walking a thin line, I meant between perfectly good and funny and maybe a little bit of a dick.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the criticism, the first part of it, that's fine. Hey, listen, you didn't like it that week, no big deal. But he blatantly said, "Step it up next week." Ooh, man.
Now Jake wants to fight him.
Yeah.
No,
But what I really was actually wanting to get out of this was not to alienate J Balls, was to let him know that I actually agreed. I felt like last week may have been one of our worst ever.
I haven't listened to
I don't
it,
know
so
what I don't know what it was. I think it was because when we sat down last week, I think I was still harboring some animosity towards Dennis, which we won't even.
Dude, that's so fake.
No.
Don't do this wrestling fake shit on me.
Dude, I swear, I have a buddy I work with who listens to the show, and he's like, "Hey, so listen, like in real life, when you guys are done with the show, like are you guys like don't like each other, or
Stop putting that weird shit on Twitter. Everyone thinks that we're beefing.
Well, I can tell you with 100% certainty, no wrestling shit, and we are as good as can be right now, BFS for life. But I was legitimately mad at some point over that. So I don't know if that was me coming into it with this. I just didn't feel I had to rush here. I just didn't feel a connection.
I mean, you have pretty much ignored me for the past week.
Yeah, I just didn't feel a connection to the show last week for some reason. So J-Balls, you were not wrong in noticing that something was a little off last week, and I do apologize for those that felt the show wasn't up to
But
par.
can we say this? Instead of just saying, hey, the show sucked last week, can you give us specifics? Like, what did you not like about the show?
But
because I'd like to hear what that is. And,
I agree. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell. Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking J-Balls.
Oh, yeah.
J-Balls, if he's listening.
I don't know. To me, I just felt like we weren't all like everything about this show depends on us three like being in sync and being on the same page in our camaraderie. So if that's off, I think everything's off.
But I mean, I heard good stuff from other people. I mean, Ian loved it.
Yeah, no, he did. And for me personally, I said it last week. It was the first time that I wasn't here in like the beginning phases where I usually
prep the board.
Yeah, for a certain.
So John's basically saying because he didn't help.
he didn't prep the board.
That's,
He fucked it up.
I'm
yeah.
not trying to have a ball busting session. It's just that 9 out of 10 times I kind of do steer things. So if I haven't written it down myself and I'm just going off what someone else wrote, it's just not. I'm not as connected to it. I just didn't feel a connection. I'm sorry.
Do you want to connect? Do you want to interlock?
Touch me.
There we go.
I was thinking more of an interlock.
One of the first things we wanted to talk about today that it's been kind of talked about by a lot of people lately on the radio is this article that's come out about the 5 best and worst jobs in 2016. Number 3 worst job being a radio disc jockey.
I thought it was number 4.
Well, this is a different list.
Oh, okay.
I want that list. The list that everyone's been talking about, it didn't have any like specifics. This had specifics on why it is terrible, and a lot of it has to do. I'll just read it to you. Being a disc jockey might sound like it's all fun and games while on air, but CareerCast ranks this occupation as the. Did I say it was the 3rd or 4th?
You said 3rd.
Oh, it's 4th. 4th worst in America, given its low pay and stresses such as budget cuts thanks to proliferation of streaming services and podcasts. Employment for the disc jockeys is expected to shrink by 11% by 2024.
Awesome.
and it really is. And this is now this is walking a thin line because obviously we work in radio, and I think there's some part of me that's grateful. But the more that I go along, like it's so hard to just not have hate in your heart for radio.
Right.
Yeah, there's things about it that until you're behind the scenes, like you may think but until you're behind the scenes and you see how the sausage is made, it's a little different, man.
And there's so many things going through my head as to why it is the way that it is. And I don't know if a lot of people understand that the money is that bad in radio. And albeit there are people out there. Honestly, radio, Cox Media Group, and this isn't a diss on anybody, is a microcosm Bernie Sanders style of the United States of America. All the money is held at the top by a very, very small portion, whether it be the big money salespeople who go out and make these big sales, whether it be the big morning show host, afternoon show host. Those guys are making money. But the people that fall in line behind them, there's people who are very prevalent in promoting a show who are making just as much, if not less, than people who fucking work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really twisted business in the sense of, I don't know if it's some sort of, you're breaking yourself in, but there's almost this understanding that you have to get the shit kicked out of you, work for free, make no money for a certain extended period of time.
Most of the time, years.
Yeah, before you can do anything.
Yeah, I think it's wild. I know we were talking to some other people at the radio station, and we were saying, it's wild. We've been here for two so years, and we're still making, not as much money. We're not doing exactly what we want to be doing. And they'll say, well, I've been here for 6 or 7 years, and I'm still not doing what I want to do. But why is that okay?
Yeah, and that's not okay. And we have, and you'll hear the bigger shows talking about this, and everybody has their own opinion, and we obviously all love radio, so we can't just sit here and bash it.
Right, because this is something we do at some point hope we can do.
Yeah, but you're right. It's just when everything's supposed to be part of a team, And it seems like part of the team gets all the rewards where another part of the team is doing a lot of work for a lot less reward.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. I mean, I could literally probably write a book on all the wrongs that are done. I mean, I have no problem talking about my personal situation. I mean, I worked in radio. I've been in radio and not in high level situations, but I've done, I've been on the air in Sarasota. I worked there in Michigan. I've now been promotions coordinator for 102.5 The Bone, which I schedule people who go out and work these gigs and things like that. So I have a level of somewhat of responsibility, and I am part-time making part-time money for a job that most people would at least expect would be full-time. There's people hosting shows for Cox Media Group who are part-time. I mean, it's crazy. If you went to some friends at a general party and said to yourself, I'm a bartender at Chili's, and then another guy walked in and said, I host my own radio show. Depending on who that guy is,
you would think the radio host makes more.
On paper, that's much more impressive. But there's guys that are out there hosting their own shows that are making significantly less than a bartender at Chili's.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to get even more like to our situation, but we recently found out that supposedly they're trying to cut specifically the Bones promotions team's hours down.
Yeah, and I mean that's a very specific situation.
Well, it's wild to me because we are allowed basically 30 hours a week. That's our allotted amount. If we go over that, we're now making too much money, even though it's nothing, basically. So now they're telling us we can only do 25 hours a week. But it's wild when you look at other stations in our own building. Hot and X, we have like 6 employees on the phone.
Yeah.
Hot and X has like 30 employees, and those guys work all the time.
No, and they really do. But it's in the flip side of that, and this is
what I'm saying is I'm leaving the Bone.
No, but this is devil's advocate. Is you look at a situation where a hot talk station like The Bone, the Mike Calta show alone employs as many on-air talents as the entire station of an X or a Hot. So I understand it's much more expensive to run this kind of format, but let's be honest, these big companies, whether it be Clear Channel, whether it be Cox, whether it be Cumulus, they're making millions. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like these companies...
Hand over fist.
Yeah, these companies are not, drowning... They're not drowning. Right. So it is a conscious decision to let these people who aren't the big name stars or not necessarily at the upper echelon to really fall in line. So it's super, super fucking depressing.
And the other thing about it, about the job itself, is that, I mean, not only do you have the whole corporate politics thing, but job security, especially for an on-air person, is like nil. It's nothing.
It's nothing.
At any point, if someone decides to flip a switch, that talk station that you're a part of is now suddenly a Spanish station or suddenly a alternative station, whatever. That can happen on the turn of a dime, and people are out of a job. Not to mention the fact that countries all over the world are shutting down the FM signal.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, like you said, this is going to shrink by 11% by 2024, which there's a lot of people out there who will say they've been saying this forever. Since the beginning of time, they've been saying radio is a dying breed. And to me, I don't want to believe that because I think people will always have an appreciation for local content and people will always turn to that. But just making a blatant comparison and example here, Jake is the perfect example. Jake has a job at Cox Media Group. He has a job at Cox just the same, making just the same as Dennis or making the same as I, maybe a little different on the hourly, a little bit, but he has made the choice to go work at West Shore, managing a West Shore pizza, because financially that's what's best for him. And I can't even tell you that for myself personally, I don't see a path where like the next 5 steps that I could take will not be financially comfortable. Right. And the same goes for you, Dennis. Like,
I agree.
And these people that do get, everybody's searching for full time, that's like, it is a common theme in a radio building that everybody's looking for full time, and then they do give you full time, and 9 out of 10 times you think it's like a bait and switch. You think you're getting gold, but they just got you now. You can now work 70 hours a week for the $20,000 that they're going to pay you. Yeah. So it's fucked, man.
And again, this is not anything on Cox. I mean, I know a little bit about other stations too and other big companies, and it's the same everywhere. It's the same across the board. Everyone kind of operates in this way, which is strange, but
yeah, no, it is a general. I don't think that any other company is doing it any different than the company that we work for, and this is all. I mean, I just thought it was a good example for us
right.
to.
All of the companies are the devil, including our own.
No, yeah, absolutely, but it is also, you will hear people talking about this story and how radio is. So I thought it was a really good opportunity for us as people who are
underlings,
who are at the bottom of the barrel, because whether we like it or not, guys our age in the type of format that we're in, we're never put like on the forefront. You know what I mean? Like there might, like I said,
let's be dicks, dude.
Yeah.
Look at all the shows. There's every host on every show is not under 40. There's not a single host on any of the shows on our station that are under 40.
No, and you're absolutely right, and that's I realize we're this station, The Bone specifically, is angled towards more of an older adult audience. But what I was getting at is that anytime somebody our age or in our type of position is given the floor to talk, it is more in a underling type status. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you never get people like us coming from our situation, or even as young as us, being able to stand up and say, "This is what's going on. This is what I went through.
Right.
This is the way it really is." It's different when you have a guy. No diss on anybody, because everybody's put in their time. But when somebody who's making six figures comes out and says, "Oh, radio doesn't seem that bad to me," well, it's like. Of course, and not saying that person hasn't put in their time, but it's
that's the other thing too, is that like when young folks are trying to come up through the ranks, they get shit on to a certain extent, but that's because the host and the people on top had to go through the same thing on their way up. So it's like this cycle of
But does that make it okay?
No. And that's the thing. It is the year 2016. Like to think that that an entire business is still holding on to some sort of weird
Ritual.
a ritual initiation.
It's like a
process.
fraternity thing.
It is, because the guys at the top who have put in their time, they don't want to see anybody who hasn't spent 10 years making $10 an hour. If you haven't done that, and there's a certain level where I think people starting in radio are expected to work for free. And I mean, I think that's why it's on this list, because you are going to put forth probably 5 to 10 years of being completely shit on and making nothing.
with no guarantee of future success.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do all that and then still end up, running the board at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've pretty much, there's not really a safe way to segue from that.
Ooh,
but
that felt kinda good,
I think that we all had things that we wanted to say and did. So we should probably focus on something that is more up our alley, and that's a young boy having sex with his mother.
Ooh. How young? You say young boy. We talking 13, 14?
Yeah, I said young boy, but the guy's actually 32 years old.
Oh, yeah.
that's-
Ben
That spry lad.
Ben Ford, he's out of the UK. He'd been estranged from his mother for quite some period of time.
Okay.
And upon their reconnection, his mother is 51, Kim West, and their son 32.
Let me stop you here. Are there pictures of the mom?
I have
good
not
question.
seen.
I didn't even think
I
to
mean,
look.
first of all, I don't think that's relevant. But no, there's not any.
That's
pictures of the
100%
mom.
relevant.
If the mom is like a typical mom look, that's keep going with the story.
What does typical mom look?
Walmart, hair tied in a bun, moo carrying a crappy old purse.
What I'm saying is, like, I wouldn't bang my own mom, but if there was a hot mom that was my mom, maybe I'd bang
I mean,
my
there
mom.
has to be an origin for the phrase motherfucker, right?
I don't know if you're. I don't know. I can only imagine that you're simply just joking. But there's not a scenario in the world where you would bang your mom.
Yeah, that's true. I couldn't see myself in the actual, like, so why is he banging his mom?
So what they're claiming is something called the GSA, which is it is a condition that pretty much it means that a child can be sexually attracted to his mother and vice versa. A lot of times it happens after years of being apart.
Okay.
Like if a kid never knew his mom and then they get together at age 32 and 51, it is there's a chance that there could be sexual feelings between them.
There's a spark.
There's a spark, which I didn't realize at this time, but they quote a PhD in this article, and his name's John Mayer.
Oh,
yeah.
No way.
Mom's body is a body.
So
What does Mr. Mayer have to say?
he pretty much says that GSA, the condition which these people are claiming has caused them to fall in love and have an extremely active sex life between mom and son. John Mayer himself says, my professional opinion is that GSA is an excuse to give these people permission to break social norms. He points out that incest is one of the only social taboos that exist in every society ever.
That is,
Not really. Not every society ever. I mean, there's tons
How
of
do you know?
Yeah.
There's tons of monarchies that insisted upon incest. For example, in England, in Britain, incest was a very common practice for a very long time.
You're saying so it's not taboo.
Well, it wasn't looked down upon. I mean, marrying your first cousin wasn't really looked down upon until fairly recently in our history.
I think he's more getting at that whether or not it's taboo generally. Most would find it generally taboo, but it has existed in every
single society.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
all right, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, so that's
Can you justify this? Is there any way you justify this guy banging his mom that he's never met? Well, what if they banged the first time they met without knowing that they banged?
without no.
Oh, not knowing that they were mother. And,
yeah, that's the word.
Yeah. Which I think that's.
Is that not the case here? I thought that was the case.
No. They were reunited after years. They knew that they were when they met. Yeah, they were estranged for years.
See, I thought he was younger when they separated. Like he didn't know what his mom looked like. He didn't know, that was.
Now
his
you
mom.
do seem to have a thing with moms. I mean, you've had some.
Certain moms. I mean,
Whose mom?
well, I mean,
You want to bang John's mom? Let's just get it out there. But what is it about John's mom?
I don't know.
And let's just be honest. It's not wrong if you want to bang John's mom. It's not your mom.
Right, exactly. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Stacy's mom's got us going on was a song.
Oh, I was dating a girl named Stacy when that song came out. It was kind of odd because I think her mom wanted me.
Tell me what you like about John's mom.
She seems like a really classy lady. I think that's the first thing that pops into my mind is that she's a beautiful
Physically, what is it that you see?
I don't know. Just the general face shape is very nice.
Shape.
No, it's not even so much her looks. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. Don't get me wrong, but that's not the thing that draws me to her. It's the way she carries herself. I mean, we were the only time I've really met her was when we were, I was helping you guys move, and even in that moment when she's, we're kind of, it's hot and sweaty, we're moving things around. It's not
Wow, hot and sweaty mom.
It's not delicate work, but still, she came off with this grace that was just, I don't know, it was very attractive.
Have you ever thought about her sexually?
Like, what do you mean thought about it?
Well, what does that mean to you?
I mean, listen, I'm a happily married man. I'm never going to act on him, but
I mean, let's just say years down the road, though, you and your wife get divorced, things go terribly wrong with my parents some way. Like, I mean, I could look at you as a father figure.
yeah, I could be your new daddy.
Jake is a nice guy. It's not like he'd be a bad guy. I mean, he's a neo-Nazi, but there's really...
I mean, my dad's a Trump supporter, so it's pretty much.
We're pretty close. Yeah, that's.
So we discussed last week about. I don't even want to get into your theory because to me it's just weird and not even worth discussing. But you decided in your head.
No, we need to talk about this. I know where you're going. Okay, the theory is that when I masturbate, there's a demon, omnipresent demon, that follows me around and makes bad things happen.
The omnipresent semen demon.
The other day, it was Monday or Tuesday, on Drew's show, they actually talked about an article where a Christian scientist, I guess, came out and said, if you masturbate, demons will follow you. You will actually summon demons when you masturbate.
That's pretty badass.
So basically what I'm telling you is I found this out weeks ago, and now everyone else agrees.
And this also gives us an excuse to talk about masturbation. A man from Coralville, Iowa, he was arrested on a megabus tour trip for masturbating for 3 hours on a 3-hour bus trip. And when asked what and he asked why he, I don't even understand the answer, but why he was doing it was because nobody told him to stop. So he's staring at this woman feverishly masturbating, and nobody told him to stop, so he just assumed it was okay.
Well...
You feel like he's got a point, don't you?
Sort of. Like, how would you react to that situation? You're on a bus, you're on a plane, or whatever. Some guy's just jerking it a couple rows back. Do you say anything, or you just eyes forward and write it out?
Somebody should tell that man, stop jerking your dong. But I do think it's crazy that he lasted for 3 hours straight.
Yeah, at what point? Level marathon.
Yeah, why are you amazed? This is your boy. These are your people.
No, I'm just saying 3 hours. Like, did he finish? Did he multiply orgasm, or did he literally jerk off for 3 hours and not finish?
It doesn't specify whether or not he finished, but if he didn't, why would that bother you? That's just a normal dude. Dudes fucking jerk it for hours without coming all the time.
When I masturbate, I usually finish because I masturbate feverishly with a ninja grip for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, and then I'm done.
To such a point that you actually may have broken your dick.
That's right. But I have recently, the past 2 times I've had sex, I have completely finished, have
Wow.
made it to the mountaintop. So
all right. Hey.
I know you guys are doing it to be jerks, but I wanted to clap to that. Too.
Okay, so what we're really trying to get at is on the heels of this man who masturbated for 3 hours on a bus, was that you made this supposed oath that you were no longer going to masturbate, and that was as of last week.
Right.
So I have not spoken to you much since then, so I would like an official update. Have you broke down and masturbated?
All right, I had a slip up. So, but hear me out. Tell me this doesn't make sense to you. It happened on Saturday, the day after we did the podcast. I was at my new apartment, alone.
Oh, I had to break it in.
My roommate didn't stay. It was just me, home alone.
He didn't stay for your masturbation session?
No, I mean, like, he didn't. I was the only one there. It was the first night anyone slept in our apartment. It was just me. I had my TV. I had it set up to my porno box, and I...
A porno box? Is that a thing that you have?
Yeah, it's hooked up to my
Like
TV.
a Jack in the Box.
And I was able to put the volume on loud like I couldn't do at my old house because my mom was there. And
Oh yeah, that must be a whole new
Did you
experience
ever think
for
about
you.
maybe just getting like some Bluetooth headphones or something?
I have actually, but I didn't do that. But yeah, I masturbated and I felt terrible afterwards, and nothing bad happened the next day. But I did get McDonald's Monopoly, and my first piece was Park Place, and I thought to myself, had I not masturbated, this could have been Boardwalk.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that didn't last very long. Your stamina
okay,
is something...
so I gave up. I sat. It was last Saturday I did. Then I didn't jerk off Sunday.
I don't need to hear a play-by-play of
listen,
what days you jerk
but
off
listen.
and what don't.
Well,
a journal
unfortunately,
for me.
pretty much Monday through Thursday, I've jerked off. It's been a really rough past 4 days.
Let me ask you this.
So you're basically off the wagon at this point.
right.
You sent me a Snapchat, maybe the first or second, third night in your apartment. You sent me a Snapchat of you taking a bath.
Yes.
Did you masturbate in the bath?
No. Well, the reason I took the bath was I read online that'll help my itchy asshole.
Oh my God. Did you put some oatmeal in there? Like what the?
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Well, you know,
actually.
I've given you opportune time to make fun of me for taking baths, and I don't know if we've ever touched on it, but I take a bath almost every night.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I haven't taken a bath in literally like 3 or 4 years. So.
How do you do that though? Because we're both bigger guys, and I find taking a bath really uncomfortable.
Well, this house that we live in now is probably one of my least comfortable bathtubs. The apartment we lived in over off Gandy had a huge tub. This one sucks, and I have to like rig it. I have to like wrap a rag around the drain, and like it's got to be filled to the tippy top for it to like submerge me. But I put Epsom salt in my bath.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Which I don't know if it helps with your itchy asshole, but it kind of like
sting a little.
Yeah, it like pulls toxins from your body, and you know, like you get out, you feel very cleansed and things like
John's
that.
hippie bullshit.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's very nice. So maybe get a bag of Epsom salt to put in your bath next time. It might help with your itchy asshole.
Well, I guess I'll try it.
Maybe just rub the Epsom directly onto your damaged tank.
God.
Jesus.
I haven't taken an actual bath in.
Mine had been years. This was the first bath I'd
Yeah.
taken in literally years.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I have.
It's so. I mean, and people who
It
kind of
is nice. It's like sitting in a hot tub, basically.
yeah, which I am a
Except you're
big.
sitting in your own filth.
Well, that
You're
is
just
true, too.
marinating in funk.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. If you're in a hot tub at a resort or anything, and there's people getting in and out all day, or you're in and out, or
Yeah.
you're in there with
That's-
5 other strangers,
That's
you're
multiple people's
yeah,
fun.
but there's bubbles keeping that shit moving. Like
that's not a thing.
Well,
Yeah.
there's the drain. I think that does something.
Well, do you think that that the filth from your body and all the just think about everybody's butthole has a little bit of debris in it. So when they get in that hot tub, that swishy water is like pretty much bideting their butthole in the hot tub, and then you're then coagulating in everybody's butt debris.
Yeah, butt debris. That's true.
Coagulating butt debris is my new death metal band.
The thing is, I've been thinking about not jerking off again. And the real thing I'm trying to push here is if I have to give up my vice, which to me is masturbating.
Which, by the way, nobody says you have to. It's just
Yeah, if I have to give up my
No, I feel like I should, but
but keep in mind you're still having sex semi-regularly. So what are you
what
really?
is semi-regularly?
I don't know, once a week.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like you're giving. It's not like you're being celibate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you're being celibate or anything.
Okay. Well, so if let's say I go celibate, then Jake, could you think you could try to give up cigarettes? And John, do you think you could stop smoking weed? And we could do this, see who can go the longest without picking up on their crutch.
Dude, I feel like I've just been like sideswiped on an episode of Intervention. Like I want to be like, well, I need to grab my thing. I have some things I need to do first. Can we start it?
Well,
next
I would
week?
say I think the hardest person this would be for would be Jake. Because we talked about it before. You're right. I only maybe masturbate once a day, 2 at most a day. Jake smokes like 90 cigarettes a day.
I will say, only to give Jake to get Jake's back, I mean, it would be tough for me as well. It would be quite tough.
I don't think it'd be as hard as Jake though.
So you're saying that you'll cut off
Sex.
jerking off and sex.
Yeah, but can we start tomorrow? Because I think I'm gonna get late.
Well, no,
tonight.
I'm gone all weekend. There's no way that
Can we
I'm
start
not.
Monday then? And then when we do our
Dude, Jake. Well, here's the thing. I'm thinking in my head, like, let's literally do this. There's no fucking way Jake is doing this.
no.
Well, yeah, I could do it.
No, there's no way you
Okay.
can.
Well, we are just going to see who cracks first, and so Jake just might crack in an hour, and then I can have sex again.
Yeah,
God damn it.
I've got the bowl packed, ready to go. Just waiting for Jake's phone call.
Oh, I did it.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. Like, how are we going to be accountable? Like, that's something that...
Yeah, it has to be the honor system.
Oh no, it has to be the honor system, and I have no problem being the first to break down. Which will probably, if we start Monday morning, it'll probably be Monday night.
You think so?
Well, yeah. I mean, I like a nice,
say we
I
do
like
it.
a nice doobie to accompany my Monday Night Raw.
I say we start Monday. Let's,
the only way
let's
you can
really
watch
do this. Let's ride this out and see how long we can last. And I will not have sex. I'll be completely celibate.
Okay, can I use... Because I've tried to quit before, and I've done...
Jake's allowed to use like nicotine gum.
Okay, that's what I was going to
Yeah.
say. Yeah, patches or gum.
That's
Is that
fair.
okay?
And from what I've heard, your wife is now vaping.
Yeah, she's become a vapist.
So are we going to allow Jake to vape? Because he's probably going to want to try and rip his wife's vape.
Is it tobaccoless vape? How does that?
Well, it's nicotine. It does have nicotine in it, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But if we let Jake vape, it can only be like once a day. I feel like you can't
Just like one rip
You
of...
can't be like doing your vape like every after you go to the bathroom. Like
So
you do
can
your
I-
And I'll
I-
tell you this much, I hate vaping to begin with.
can I vape weed? If he's going to vape nicotine?
Well, it's the tobacco we don't want him to have.
No,
Nicotine's
no.
okay.
From my perspective, you cannot vape.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, but can he still use the gum?
Oh yeah, because literally
I
they
don't want,
say
I don't want him to kill himself.
Yeah, they say quitting smoking is like heroin.
Well, last time I quit smoking, I quit for like 3 months, and I did that cold turkey, and that was rough. So this time I've decided, I've been thinking about quitting again anyway.
This might be good for all of us.
Yeah, no, this, you could satiate your jizz demon, and I could take care.
It's a semen demon.
Oh, excuse me, yeah, the semen demon. Sorry.
So and we did bring up vaping, and so let's reconvene. We will send out we will talk deep about it off the air to see if we're really going to do this. And I think what's going to be key is that we keep the people up to date, so that if we do go forth with this, we announce it on Monday, and then each from our own individual Twitter accounts, we give people updates from the Crowded Table account
daily.
as well. And
As Jake.
Jake is now lighting up a cigarette, I guess. But we did touch on vaping, which I just want to touch this story very, very quick. A man supposedly is the first ever to vape his best friend's semen.
So see, when you told me this was a story about a guy who made a vapor out of someone's semen, I thought maybe it was a joke that he got someone else to smoke the semen. He smoked it himself.
Today's sign that the end is near. A Florida man, go figure, makes vape liquid out of his friend's semen, then inhales it and blows forth a mighty jizz cloud.
Oh God.
This herald of the apocalypse, ID'd only as Brad, claims he's the first man to ever vape semen. He was reported. Oh, see, so he was. It was like a joke. He was paid. His friends paid him $68.
Oh, okay.
For the, and this is your word, Jake.
Yeah.
For his seminal act.
So they paid him $68. Would you vape for 68?
So it was like one of those, would you eat this for $10 kind of thing?
Yeah,
Would you vape for 68?
yeah. Would you vape for 68? Hashtag.
Yeah. Would you vape?
I'd vape for 68.
Trying to think of a word that rhymes with vape that is for semen.
Jake, rape, rapist, Jakist.
Nope, there's no hope. So yeah, I don't think
Dennis is a vapor.
I don't know, but I just wonder because I mean I've vaped all sorts of different things. I mean I've tried the different vape juices. I've tried other illicit things in my vape. So it's hard to say what it would taste like.
Yeah, that is hard to say.
I mean, like, do you think it's just going to be like this? Because there is this certain, I don't want to say aroma.
There is
semen?
definitely a smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and to vape.
Yeah.
Like when you vape, you can smell it.
Oh my God! So it's just like it is a jizz
So
cloud.
you
That
rip,
is horrible.
you rip a huge cloud and you blow it in. So that's the real prank. Your friends pay you $68 to vape
Then
his
you
own
blow
semen.
your vape load in their face.
Now, would you rather vape somebody else's cum or your own?
Probably my own.
Yeah, if they were going to pay me, I would do my own. Yeah,
but I don't know like what the science is behind the vape. Like,
I was about to ask, how did he make it?
It makes it. It pretty much just looks like he mixed semen with normal vape juice. So it wasn't like he took the semen and like
Just straight up concentrated.
Yeah, he just turned it into
Bacon
some
gravy.
chemist.
Yes. So for $68,
chemist.
I'd probably take a. Well, that's the thing too. Is Dennis and I are a big fan of the video where there's a man vaping the huge.
Give us
cloud.
another one.
Yeah, there's a man vaping a huge cloud out of his car, and people are cheering him on. I don't know if I could take in a vape cloud like that.
Yeah, and how many times do you have to puff? You have to inhale more than one?
I would think one good rip for $68.
Isn't vape cloud redundant because all clouds are water vapor to begin with?
Yeah, so let's take that. let's spin off the paying people to do disgusting things and have a return to, one of our great bits that we haven't done in a while that we like to call Dennis Doesn't Like It. We haven't done it in a while. I think we felt it was getting a little stale.
I'm going to check my phone.
Yeah, I felt like we were just trying too many things that he liked. So I didn't know if we were going to do it today, but I started digging through my fridge and I found something that I'm fairly certain, let me wait till he walks out the door, is going to disgust him. Dude, I've got goat cheese.
Oh.
Have you ever had goat cheese?
Yeah, I actually like goat cheese.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, there's not many things I don't know. I would never, like, if there was like out and I had a sample of it, I might be okay with it. But it is very pungent, very earthy, very gamey, some would say.
Yeah. This is what I think we need to do with it, though, because I think a lot of the stuff would have disgusted him. And the couple times we did it where we got a really good reaction, we hyped it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we need to do that this time. I think we need to say some things that might be a little misleading.
Okay, so we know what let's let him back. Let's let him back in. And we're going to do goat cheese. Here it comes. Okay, he's coming back in. He's looking kind of creepy. He's looking real creepy. Oh gosh, he's rustling around.
What do you?
He's getting a water.
Oh.
We should make a no water policy.
Yeah, that's true. You have to just sit in it.
So it's safe to say that this will be a life-changing, different type of Dennis Doesn't Like It.
No, we didn't say no live animals, right?
Oh no.
Dude, why do you do this?
The look on his face was like he generally thought that was a possibility. Put your headphones back
I started
on.
thinking seafood.
I feel like you're not ready.
I'm not ready.
All right, I'm gonna go prep this.
Because a live animal would include like seafood, like little crabs.
Jake, make sure you don't tell him what it is, though.
Little
Okay,
crabby
I won't.
crabs. Can you tell me what it is?
Yeah, sure. It's going to be pubic lice.
See, here's my thing is we haven't been doing this bit for a while, and I really thought we had just given it up, and I was happy with that. And then is it possibly imaginary fruit? Because we had a voicemail that said stick more imaginary fruit in my mouth. So I don't know why we still do this thing, man.
Because it's expanding your palate, man.
It is.
Opening a whole new world to you.
It's nice. It's nice to do it because I do feel when I don't hate the items, I'm like, hey, this isn't that bad. But just knowing that as I was walking out, it sounded like John was saying he thinks he finally found something that's going to make me like vomit. That makes me scared, and I don't like feeling scared when I'm sitting here doing a podcast that is supposed to be fun. I'm supposed to be enjoying myself and having fun with my bros, and here we are. I'm worried. And
take comfort in the fact that it's fun for everybody
All right,
else.
close your eyes.
Here it comes.
Here comes the chicken.
I feel like I should know what it is first.
No,
Why not?
because
John,
you
make
might
sure
not eat it.
he clamps down on that before you pull it back.
Don't.
Though, okay?
Okay, I'm not fucking doing that.
No, dude.
Do I really have to do that? Is that
Yeah, it's not.
you got to pull back? I don't like that.
No.
I just want to make sure it's not going to get away.
Don't
before
do
you-
Stop that, Jake. I'm not.
You're gonna make him not do it.
Okay, are you
All
ready?
right, I'm ready. Are you ready? Open your mouth.
Wait, where's my water?
Okay, get your water.
Okay, I got it.
Now you have to swallow it, and you have to let it sit in your mouth for a while. Ready?
What if I can't swallow it?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it goes. There we go. Oh, he's chomping away.
How's that?
What is it, dog food? It's got to be cheese, right? It's got to be some kind of cheese.
You can open your eyes now.
I don't know why they're so closed. Cottage cheese.
It's not potatoes. I'll tell you that much.
It does have a potato consistency though.
God damn it.
I thought you were gonna be so much more disgusted by that.
Some kind of cheese. Yeah,
was
it's very cheesy.
Goat
cheese,
It was
yeah.
goat cheese.
Oh yeah, it's got a weird linger in my mouth. It's lingering. Dude, everything I eat is meat and cheese. Why would you give me cheese?
Well, goat cheese is very weird tasting.
It's a different kind
yeah,
of cheese.
I feel like my breath stinks now. Like,
Yeah, it tastes
horribly.
like a goat. Like literally. Like,
Yeah, that is what a goat would taste like.
yeah. I left my refrigerator open.
Oh, shit.
Idiot. No, that wasn't that bad at all. What's
Wasn't
wrong?
that bad? Okay, well, I was hoping.
Give us another one. I don't, dude. See,
Did you like enjoy it though, or were you?
No, I didn't enjoy. Well, here's the thing. I feel like that wouldn't be that bad on certain things. Obviously,
like
John
it
has
myself.
it in his damn fridge, so he must use it for something.
Yeah, I actually enjoy that. Personally.
John, what do you put that on?
My butt.
No, you don't put it on your butt.
I think it's like for like salads and that kind of thing.
Oh, is that you use it in salads?
You can.
What? No, seriously, what do you use it for, John?
I don't really like I don't really like it. Danielle likes it. We had veggie burgers the other night and she put it on that. So
Sometimes I put it on grilled cheese. Like I make grilled
Really?
cheese. Yeah.
see, I'm not like I don't know if I'm completely disgusted by it, but I would never order it. To me, it's super like gamey and just
thick.
weird.
It's very thick.
And I gave you a bunch. Like I don't think
that was a
normal.
good spoonful.
I don't think normal people would ever ingest that much in a single.
Well,
sitting.
that's it. Here's the other thing. When we're doing this, you're not giving me you're giving me foods that shouldn't be on their own. You're like, here's a bunch of sauerkraut. Eat this. Nobody does that except for you.
Well, you've set parameters though. Like we can't give you like weird stuff.
Well, but I just don't like pretty much any vegetable. Give me a new vegetable that I've never tried before.
There's only so many vegetables, and you think they're all potatoes. It doesn't.
I just feel like cheese.
Maybe. Well, we're going to take a second to discuss something that is very near and dear to our hearts, and that is a crowded table T-shirts.
Yeah, commercial time.
Yeah, we decided we'd start breaking things up a little bit. We have what I consider to be very high quality T-shirts available.
Says the guy who's not worn it a single time.
I haven't worn it in your presence, but I've worn it plenty of times.
I wear it all the time to the station. I rep our show.
You do.
I don't have one.
Well, you're good.
Wow. I think we should probably edit that out. So make sure that you get your crowded table T-shirt. It is all made possible.
50% cotton, 50% polyester. It's a perfect blend. It's gonna fit. It does not too stretchy. Doesn't shrink in the wash. But wash it inside out. You don't want to ruin that sweet logo.
Yeah. All made possible by Ryan Redbeard and Soda Pop Tees. You can find the beautiful T-shirts that we offer on our Twitter, which is @OneCrowdedTable. Thank you so much to @Ryan_Redbeard for designing our beautiful logo and making the T-shirts possible. So, and the plan is that all the money that we make off this is going to go into advertising for the show.
Right. We're looking into doing some ads. Let me throw this out here while we're talking about the T-shirts. I want to spitball this idea. I know we bounced it around, but this is really for our listeners. And I guess guys can reach out
Dude,
to
you've
us.
got like goat cheese all over your lips, and it just is so weird looking.
Is it like semen?
It looks like it. Okay, that's better. Ugh, God, so I don't know why it's so gross to me, but it was like you had lipstick on, but it was goat cheese.
Anyways,
Yeah.
and so this is for our listeners. Guys can tell us if they think this is a good idea, but I really want our women audience, who might be 3 girls, to reach out to us and tell
Megan, this one's for you.
tell us if they think this is a good idea. Underwear, crowded table, girls' panties. We'll give them to them for free, but they have to send us a picture wearing the panties, and then we advertise that on our Crowded Table Podcast website.
You know, we discussed that a little bit, but when you said that out loud, it sounds really creepy.
It sounds a lot creepier.
It almost sounds like
Does it?
we've created this podcast just to get girls to send us pictures of themselves in underwear.
Well, it's a great idea.
No, but it is, and I do think there is an idea there.
if girls are okay with it, we give them free.
no
and-
face necessary.
Yeah, no face necessary, and you don't have to show us like your vaginas or you're just in the underwear, and we
pretty
get,
much a booty shot.
yeah, booty shot.
Yeah, we
the
looked at-
logos on the butt.
Yeah, we were looking at some designs.
Whoa. Logos on the butt.
You want it
Yeah.
on the front? Maybe do some on the
What
butt.
kind of
some on the-
underwear are you talking? You talking about full-on granny panties?
No.
Yeah,
We
boy
looked
shorts.
at we looked at some different things. We looked at boy shorts. Yeah.
Okay, boy shorts
and
are a
boy
little different
shorts
story.
are a little more probably if there are girls out there who would do it, they're probably more likely to do it in a pair of boy shorts than like a straight up thong.
I guess, yeah, it's a little more approachable.
And that allows us to put the logo on the back.
Yeah, well, we could do it on the front too if you want to. We could do if they want a thong, we'll give them the logo on the front.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll have a couple different designs and things like that, but we are
The
hoping
key
to have.
thing here, though, is we'll give them the panties for free. They're good panties. We'll make sure that they're well.
This sounds
Hot
like
off the
dude,
presses.
the more that this goes on, the worse it sounds. Because I'm thinking about like how. So then, do we just honor system it? We send them the panties, or
That
you're
is
like,
tough.
you've got to come here to get your panties, and when you get your panties, you better put them on and let me take your picture.
We'll make sure there's a photo shoot ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
that's-
does sound weird. Well, I guess we would. It would only have to be for girls who are really interested, and we'd have to do the honor system. And
What if we did? How about this? Okay, I'm starting to think of things now. What if we did like a crowded table get together, like at the beach, and this was like an event of sorts where we
Okay.
took the pictures because we can't.
That's weird. Why are we taking the pictures?
It's weird. You're the one trying to solicit women to take pictures in their underwear.
That's
for
fine if
free
they do it-
panties.
if they do it
I don't
themselves.
Plus, I don't think women are going to be interested in coming down to the beach, like all two of them, to be surrounded by God knows how many horny old
In
dudes.
my head,
I had a better idea right now. Okay, I just thought of it. So we set up a site like the Soda Pop Tees where they can order the underwear. They have to pay for it. Then once they take a picture and send it to us, we'll refund them.
that's even creepier.
No, what?
Dude, so for some reason,
That's the smartest idea.
you pay me and we get the pictures.
yeah, like for some reason in our heads when we were sitting around just roughly talking about the idea, it sounded much less creepy. Now we're like soliciting people for.
I'm not
Well,
soliciting
maybe it's not
anything.
though. I mean, let's hopefully we'll hear back from some of the ladies who listen, and we'll see how creepy it really is.
We're not going to hear back from anybody.
Think about every guy who
Turn the podcast off
Every
now.
person who's bought a T-shirt has taken a picture and shown it to us, right?
A lot, yeah.
So any girl who gets the panties would probably want to take a picture and show us.
I mean, yeah, there's a difference between taking a picture of yourself in a shirt and then taking a picture of your semi-exposed ass for the world to see.
If we make a page called the Crowded Panties,
Crowded-
I don't know. I don't know.
Sounds like when I try to wear panties.
Panties are feeling a little crowded.
Or just the page could be called Panty Pics, and it's just a whole page of all these girls with our sweet underwear. We're gonna get a lot of views.
How do we call it? Table twats.
no,
No, yeah.
terrible. I don't want to do
Now
that.
you're
at all.
objectifying women, Jake.
No, God damn it.
Yeah. Needless to say, we've had some thoughts in mind. Dennis is trying to find a way to solicit women for panty pics.
And I think we also have been talking a little bit about some more merch coming in the future, hopefully. So keep your eyes open for that.
Yeah, some baby booties. I was thinking maybe
Yeah,
cool,
some-
yarmulkes. For Jake,
going,
you can get a entire robe with pointed top.
Dude, we do need. I wonder if you can get a baby. I'm about to be an uncle.
yeah,
Like literally any day now.
I had no idea that.
Yeah, I'm actually.
You have
I'm-
a brother?
Yeah.
Or a sister?
Yeah.
I had literally I had zero idea you had siblings.
My brother is about to have a baby literally any day.
Oh, congrats.
I'm leaving today to go out to my parents for his baby shower.
Oh.
Which led me to believe this is off topic and I didn't tell you about this, but tell me if you find this to be odd. So she's like co-hosting the baby shower per se.
Okay.
So the games that they play at the baby shower.
They're weird.
They're weird. So she it's a full-size woman, like an outline of a woman, and it's pinned semen on the ovary.
that's weird.
Is that seem that
That does not seem family friendly.
Is this a bachelorette party?
No, see I don't know. I would imagine that there's possibly going to be small children, and I mean literally, like I saw the things. They're little, like they're blue.
Little sperm.
There's a little sperm, yeah, and then the woman, and she's got like an ovary, and you got to get it right there.
So it's like might be kind of fun if like you shoot it from a dart gun. That would be kind of fun.
Now that would be cool. Now,
Like
I
target
should think about
practice.
that. Or what if you actually loaded a water gun with real semen?
Oh, there you go. See?
You guys are terrible. It's a weird game. That whole thing sounds weird.
My whole thought was if we broke up from the dentist doesn't like it, we could segue into something more serious without having to take that. But now we've gone from t-shirts to panties to shooting semen out of a water gun.
Yeah.
What I really wanted to talk about was this 12-year-old girl in Texas.
Whoa. Oh, sorry.
In Texas, who was literally straight up rock bottom power slammed by a police officer on video. And
We have the audio. If you want to hear it.
I think you have some of the audio of and it just blows my mind that in
Oh! Janessa, you okay?
Janessa is not okay. Janessa was just fucking cracked on her skull. So supposedly this girl, she's 12 years old.
Yeah.
Like I would like to.
That's sixth grade going on to seventh grade. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the guy who 9 out of 10 times would say, if a cop has his hands on you or is roughing you up a little bit, like you've done something wrong.
Right.
So maybe you should just not be a badass little kid. But this seems like that was not the case at all. Supposedly, this 12-year-old girl was having some sort of issues with a friend, okay? They were then going to discuss it, or I don't know if things got sort of kind of heated between them, but a large group started to form around these girls out in the schoolyard at this Texas school in San Antonio. Well, without knowing what was going on, this police officer ran into the crowd and grabs this Janessa girl, 12 years old, and for all intents and purposes from the video, she's like, what's happening? What's going, like, she doesn't,
Yeah, the cop kind of like picks her up
from behind, and you can tell she's like, she has no clue what's going on.
Right.
So she's kind of fighting or whatever, and without warning, this guy just slams her on her fucking head, like concrete to skull, dude. It's really, really bad.
Yeah, and the audio is not great, but you could hear the crowd of kids around all of a sudden goes quiet. Yeah, it's just like a sudden like, ooh, that was not right.
Yeah, and to me, and I'm just like John. A lot of the times I'll see videos like this, and I'm like, man, maybe that kid was really acting up though. Like there was the one where the kid got ripped out of the chair, and I think we actually talked about it one time.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, hey, if the teacher's telling you to leave the class or the officer's telling you to leave the class, just get up and walk so you don't get slammed. You know?
Right.
Like so that kid could have put himself in harm's way.
Yeah.
But the issue I have here is the story goes on to say that in the police report that the officer filed, he made it seem as if the girl fell down, that he did not power slam her into the ground, and only once this video came out was it known that, hey, this police is a dick.
Yeah, that's the shady thing about it.
And let me ask you this, because the article does go on to point out the fact and quotes people saying how many students of color must be brutalized before or must be brutalized by police officers in their schools before we recognize the pattern. This was from actually somebody from Tampa who was supposedly body slammed by a police officer as well. Am I wrong for thinking that I don't know if if that would have been a white girl, would that have not happened? I don't know. To me, I look at every situation.
Was she black? Because I saw the video, and honestly, that was
she looked.
Even take note of that.
She looked like kind of Latino. She's definitely dark skinned. Her face is blurred, so you can't tell exactly what it is. But according to her friends, going, "Hey, Janessa," I thought maybe she was like
what
Latino.
Was that?
That's what I thought her friend sounded like.
No, it's not.
She was like, "Janessa."
Oh! Janessa, you okay?
She's like, "Oh, you okay?"
Janessa,
are you okay?
She was like, "Hey,
that's not what
she was
she
like,
sounds
yo,
like.
ese, lay off my girl, Holmes."
Oh, no me gusta, police officer. What? That's not what she did.
That was
man.
the way that I interpreted it. Sorry.
You racist.
John's racist.
What I'm saying is I look at every situation individually, and so the people who would believe that, which I don't know if it's anybody at this table, do you believe that if that girl was white, that the cop would have not slammed her on her head?
I don't know. He might. I think. See, that's my thing. Is forget about the whole race thing. For me, I've actually always grown up very much being okay with police and liking the fact that we have police here to protect us. But slowly over these past few years, I've started to have a twisted sense of that. There's a lot of police officers that just are kind of dirty, kind of shady. The fact that this guy slammed her, and then basically in the report, it's like, hey, what happened? Why was that 12-year-old girl's skull cracked? She fell.
Yeah.
I didn't slam her into the ground. And so then it comes out, there's actually another story I read the other day that there's a place, I believe it's in Kansas or somewhere, where, a lot of places have the police body cams now.
Oh, yeah.
They're forced to wear them. Supposedly they're doing away with their body cams because they're getting so many requests for people to hey, I was just harassed by that cop. Can you send me the footage? So they're saying it's too much work for them to actually prove that the cops are doing bad stuff, so they're going to get rid of the camera. Which to me is bad, because if there's so much evidence out there showing that these cops are doing bad things and now you want to stop that, they're just going to do more bad things.
But statistically, it's so few and far between, and that's the thing that everyone seems to forget.
Is it though?
Yes, it really is.
No,
if you want to talk about all the incidents and all the actual things that happen with cops in a single city, right?
Think about it. You're talking about let's take the entire country and think about how many people are approached by police officers.
How many thousands of interactions
are pulled over on a daily basis. I mean, I would venture to say millions a day.
Yeah,
throughout the country.
Sure, and then you see once in a while we get a video of a cop doing something screwed up and wrong, admittedly, but statistically speaking, that percentage of the time is so small that
but it doesn't make it negligible. If there's millions of people being pulled over and seen by cops every day, if there's thousands of those millions being harassed or something wrong happening or being slammed into the ground, if you're 12 years old, that's not okay.
Yeah, I always find it interesting what makes
that's like saying, hey, if there's millions of McDonald's here, but thousands of them they put their balls in your sandwich every single time, is that okay?
Well, no, but see, you're saying every single time.
But
you just said every single time.
There has to be margins of errors for things. There has to be room. I mean, maybe one day we'll live in a perfect world where bad things never happen. But I think the margin of error and the margin for bad things that cops do versus the good that they do, it's so unbalanced. They do so much more good in general than bad that it's hardly worth discussing.
But just to say, oh, bad things happen in the world, the cop's job is to not do bad things. It's to stop the bad things.
I agree. No, listen, I 100% agree that especially this guy in particular screwed up and he did something very bad, horrible. But
and he was let go, by the way.
Well, there you go. So that one guy, to skew your view of police in general based on that one guy, or even the handful of things that have happened over the past couple years, is just asinine to me.
I've also had some personal experiences where cops, like certain cops, they get that power trip, and I don't like that. But
Yeah, and actually, you just reminded me. We're going to dig into that next week about what happened with your with the police officer. So don't
Okay.
forget about that because I want to go into that in depth. But we do live in a society where it has become sensationalized, and it's a big deal. There's which I think you need to a certain extent, but there's entire Facebook pages dedicated to just showing fucked up stuff that cops have done. So I mean, there's a lot of fucked up things that go on in the world that people are not, clamoring for videos of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing right now is
Nobody wants to see a cop help an old lady across the street.
and I'm not even saying that. I'm saying just from bad things. All sorts of people do all sorts of bad things, but right now the thing is pile on the cops. Cops are doing bad all across the country, which some are, but it's not. I don't believe that it's as widespread as we
don't
like you
get
said.
me wrong. Anything bad happens, I'm gonna call the cops. Though it's not like the pigs are bad, but
Yeah, so that might be another. That was an alien. Yeah, we'll get that.
Isolate that
We'll
audio?
bring that. Yeah, we'll bring that back later. Something that you obviously have struggled with in your life, Dennis, is ejaculation. It's something that you fail to do from time to time, maybe due to the fact that you have
I last for a long time, and that.
Ejaculation procrastination. That's what we're.
But that's always been the case. The very first time I had sex, I had sex for a very long time in multiple different positions all over this room, and I still didn't finish.
So a recent study says, and this blows my mind. A research study suggests that 17 to 25% of men are faking orgasm.
I know that sounds like BS to me. I mean, who's faking their orgasm?
Well, not to mention, how are you faking it? I mean, to me, the only way that you fake an orgasm, if you're a man, is if you're having sex, you have a condom on,
Yeah.
or you're just letting it go. I mean, because it's not like a woman can fake it.
No.
With the men, there is repercussions.
See, I use condoms. And I know you guys don't.
Yeah.
But you guys are basically married. But I'm imagining, because if I have a condom and I can fake it, like, oh, I finished and it's in the condom.
Well, how about this? Because honestly, you should have done this. Like you told, like the first couple sexual escapades that you had with that girl, I went out of my way to tell you here on the crowded table that you could have possibly been giving her a complex because you couldn't finish. So let's go back to the first couple sexcapades that you had with her. Condoms on.
Yeah.
You're having sex with her, and you want to at least fake or let her know that you have finished. What does that sound like?
So you want me to fake an orgasm?
I want you to fake an orgasm.
Well, I would probably just try to be as real as I can,
Okay, so let's hear it.
Well,
Oh my God, he's taking his glasses off.
Well, I don't have sex with my
Oh,
glasses.
you take the glasses off to fuck?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
That's off-putting.
Carry on.
That's off-putting. So I would be, I'm hitting it, I'm going back and forth.
Okay,
And then
you
I
don't need
probably,
to- yep,
I'm sorry.
okay.
And then my eyes are going to I got to look up at the ceiling when I always look up right as I finish. I'm like I usually,
Thank you, Jesus.
Hold
Is
on.
that a religious thing? I always look up to the sky.
Well, it's like a knee-jerk reaction. I'm getting that, you get that lower back thing.
Okay, yeah, so let's hear it.
Okay, so I'm going to let her know. I like to inform a girl right as I'm about to
Even
finish.
if it's just during
condom?
vaginal.
Yeah, especially if she's like, oh, keep going. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to come. And then I'm like, maybe not that.
That was you faking an orgasm.
That'd be me faking it, yeah. If I have a real orgasm, it's probably just going to be like, oh, my God.
So your fake orgasm is one more time.
Oh, my fake?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the real one. I just came. I don't know. I'd probably just say, oh, I'm coming, baby. I'm coming.
Baby, Jake, would you like to offer
why-
us? Would you like to offer us your fake?
That was weirder than I thought it would be.
Like for me, especially okay. So if I'm gonna fake it with my wife, we've been having sex for a
Yeah.
while
So how
now.
do you do that?
Have you ever faked it?
No, never faked it. But if I were to fake it,
It would have to be.
I would try to do it like I normally would come. Right? Like I would try to replicate my normal.
It's not easy to do when you're sitting here and you're not actually having
Well, no,
sex.
but let me ask you this. So, like I said, you can't fake it. Like we learned last week, you come down your wife's face and or up her nose.
No, this is what I wanted to say is you guys, you don't use condoms. So you all you have to do is you pull out, you say, oh, I'm about to finish. You pull out and then you just pretend like you came in your hand. You're like, oh, it's all in my hand. I got to go throw it in the sink or something. She'll never know.
Yeah, oh no, she'd know. She'd be like, "Is something wrong with you?"
My wife has to check.
No, but I mean, I've never done that ever in my life. So okay, Jake, how's it going?
Yeah. Okay. So if so we're going at it, and then like, for me, it's just kind of a. And that's about as realistic as I can do it.
Man, that was pretty good. I'm pretty sure Jake just took a shit on your.
It's basically as if I you're setting yourself up for a sneeze with the. and then it just comes at your cock instead of your nose. Yeah, that's about
Well, now are you gonna?
Yeah, we've both done it.
Oh
You got it.
yeah, I'll give you what I got. So it's I'm faking it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try to be a little more in depth here. Oh yeah, you like that?
Oh yeah.
You like that?
No, you got to do it how you talk to Brody. Oh, you like that, little Bubby? Oh, you little Bubby, you like that? Okay, give
Don't
us.
interrupt my sex.
All right, give us the fake.
Oh yeah, you like that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm about to bust.
Is that your word that you busted your go-to? No. I just say come or finish.
I just feel really bad. I don't know. I thought this was a good idea, but actually
It's
doing
weird.
it is very strange.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only one who's trying to go authentic with it.
Well,
I was trying to go authentic. I mean, that's what-
my authentic would just be like, I'm about to come.
No, see, that's too much. I bet you don't actually go.
No,
down.
that's probably something. It's something like that. Why couldn't it be?
I just feel like that was.
Yeah, it feels
that
like
was over
it's
the
more
top.
extreme
That was
than-
over the top. Yeah, maybe.
It's just a single.
Oh, it could be.
What about?
Maybe I don't know.
Hold on.
Well, okay, that's weird.
Sounds like you're hitting a tennis ball.
Did she put a finger in your butt at that moment?
Yes.
You got me.
All right, I think we all
Well,
faked
no,
orgasms.
here's the real thing, though, is for me, I don't fake my orgasm. I let the girl know, I'm not going to finish. You
that
need
must
to-
be. That's like 10 times more awkward.
Yeah,
though.
the idea of faking it is to save the girl's feelings.
But then you're going to continue having horrible sex, and you're never going to finish. You let her know, like.
But
this-
it's not the sex that was horrible. It's your broken dick. That's
No.
Yeah, and so what do? You're pumping away, and you're just like, well, I'm done now, and just dismount. Like,
No,
what
you
the-
just say, look, this is taking forever. I don't think this is going to happen tonight. You need to work on your game. Next time, sit on my face.
Oh,
And then there you go. And then the next time, the next 2 times, you bust. And
Yeah.
it's nice. So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this week on The Crowded Table. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. All the episodes, I think starting at 12, are on the YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure. They're usually pretty funny. Yeah. SoundCloud is where you can find everything. That is where everything's posted, and it comes through on our Twitter, which is at One Crowded Table. You can find me at the John Senning.
Oh, you can find me, Dennis, at Dennis_sucks. I forget that we do this.
you can find me at TCT_Jake.
And we would like to make a special request this week for anybody who's listening and is an iPhone user. If you can subscribe via iTunes. We're kind of learning that for sponsorship purposes and things like that, and one day monetary reasons, that subscriptions on iTunes are kind of the end all be all. So if you do have an iPhone and you are listening regularly, please subscribe on iTunes and
then send us a picture of you in your panties.
yeah, exactly. And then also, you never have to worry about checking Twitter or doing anything to find out when the episode's coming out. If you subscribe, as soon as we upload it, boom, it's in your phone and you're ready to go with the brand new Crowded Table. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Cool. And just so everybody knows, the next 2 weeks you'll be getting brand new episodes on Wednesdays. We've got the Bone Golf Tournament next Friday, which we'll all be at. We hope to see a bunch of you out there. And then the next week, Dennis is going out of town, and we got some other stuff going on too. So the next 2 weeks, you'll get your new episodes on Wednesday at 6:01. Thank you so much for listening.
You must be a radio station, and who are we? We must be a #1 song spinning all day long, and over again, and over again, and over again, and over again, and over again. And we don't wear what we call it, and nothing's free. Sounds to me like State Run Radio, 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 State Run Radio. We interrupt this broadcast.
Y'all motherfuckers want some table scraps? Come get some. Well, I'm just saying. So what happened was, like, I don't know what it is when a girl like completely shaves all the hair off. I just want to put my mouth on her vagina. You know,
that
like,
makes you
then
some
you
sort
gotta-
of fucking pedophile.
is
Yeah.
it?
The fact that
And then you gotta worry
hair
about
is so-
stubble.
No, I'll go down if there's hair,
But you just specifically made it a
it makes it 10 times hotter for some reason. Wait, that sounds wrong too. I don't know.
Yeah, I would go as far as say I have somewhat of a general issue with that.
Oh, really?
I mean, like a little something.
I appreciate hair. There's trust
Obviously
me.
not as much as you appreciate sweet, like a
Well, yeah, sweet smooth
sweet,
pussy
smooth,
is
like
so.
like a 10-year-old boy.
No, it's boy.
What a silky smooth pussy like a 10-year-old boy. What is that?
I'm just saying, man. Like the fact that you're seeking out that specifically.
I'm not seeking that out, but if I go to finger a girl and I find out that she just recently shaved and it's
And
I
she's
don't
got
have
the
to worry-
stubble, and you got to worry about giving yourself a rug burn.
There, I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about getting like a spinach leaf in my tooth.
Spinach leaf?
Yeah, like just a hair, like
A parsley
that's what you
sprig.
call it?
well, yeah, that's what you call the hair, the spinach leaf.
If you're pulling out long, stringy, green,
You can floss with it.
Yeah.
So-
But I'm just saying it's nice and smooth, and so I told her to sit on my face.
you're such a gentleman.
like, how do you even operate like that though? How do you actually get the job done, or are you just like motorboating her puss? Like,
Is she like grinding your face?
yeah, is that it? Are you just sticking your tongue out and just letting her like seesaw on it?
I mean, I'm laying on my back. I say, "Come up, bring your pussy
Present your
to my
vagina."
face." Basically, and then I don't know. I'm holding onto her legs. Maybe spread her butt cheeks a little bit. That's kind of hot.
You just spread,
she's not-
You're just
I mean-
spreading her butt cheek.
No purpose other than just to spread them. Let them go.
Let's air these out for a minute.
This isn't what I wanted this to be.
I'm just trying to help you with your technique, buddy. That seems
Well, yeah, no, she's facing me, so
Yeah.
I can see her belly button and boobies.
and boobies.
Dude, you have a way of describing sexual acts like a child. I spread her butt cheeks apart a little bit, and then I look up at her boobies, and I see her sweet little bald vagina.
It sounds like a 10-year-old trying to like pretending like he had sex for the first time. Oh, what'd you do, Timmy?
I told her to bring her vagina to my face, and then she put it on my
I feel
face.
like John, when he was a kid, probably had that speech impediment. Like he probably sounded like
He
that.
does it really well. Have you ever done the upside down 69 to where like you're not like
Where you're standing?
No, that's the cartwheel. That's a little different. But
Where her butt's in your mouth?
God damn it, no.
Wait.
Like normally on a 69, you're laying on your back, right? And then she's on top of you.
Oh, you're laying on your stomach, and she's eating your ass
Yeah, that's what I thought.
and rubbing her vagina against the back of your head.
Oh.
No, she's on her back as well, so her butt is on your head, and your
she's-
butt is on her head.
Yeah, that's it. You're just sniffing each other's
You're
farts.
saying where you're on top and she's on bottom.
Right. So she's just like
Dude,
gagging down the dick.
That's called murder. If anyone knows.
Yeah, you can't do that. Oh,
It's tricky. You got to time it right.
I really, really fucking meant to have Seth send me that audio of you talking to your dog, because
Oh, I have it.
in my head, that's how he does dirty talk as well. Oh, little girl, bring that pussy over to me. Oh yeah, oh. You like the way my dick feels in you? Oh yeah,
You can't steal my voice.
Well, then do it.
No.
Give me a little bit of the Brody talk.
No, that was funny.
Oh, little baby boy Brody, you Brody. And it's funny because they played it, but that's how you talk to your dog. That's actually how you do it.
He's hanging
It
out.
is. It was a recording of me talking to my dog.
He's hanging out under the table looking up at you, by the way.
Hey, Brody, come here, big guy. Come here. Come here. Get up here. Come here. Get up here.
He doesn't seem too happy about
Get up
going
here.
up there.
There's a good boy. Brody.
You got anything you want to say? Oh, okay.
Okay, he's gone. Well, I guess we start the show then.
Yep, let's do it.
Unofficial fourth member.